Well, hello guys. It is Thursday, which can only mean one thing. It is that time once again for another edition of Odds and Ends, where I read you guys some really weird news stories from all over the world. And hey, they don't call it Odds and Ends for a reason, you know. Now, I was hoping to not have this done. Like, I wasn't planning on having it done today because of my crazy film schedule. Like, I was booked like all week and I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I got a lucky break, so now I can do this on time. So I'm pretty excited. So anyways guys, today we have 4 stories, and without further ado, let's get going. Now our first story comes out of England, where an Easter egg hunt in the town of Halford, Somerset, had to be evacuated when one of the eggs turned out to be a live grenade. London's Daily Mail reports organizers spotted one of the chocolate hunting children standing on the device. Quote, "We were beginning to count up the eggs at the end of the hunt, and I saw a boy of 3 standing on an object." Father of 3, Stuart Moffat, 34, told the paper. Quote, "It was brown and about 4 inches high. It looked like an Easter egg, but it was a hand grenade. I was shocked. The boy who was standing on it thought it was a rock." Some 25 children between the ages of 2 and 5 and their parents were evacuated. A bomb disposal team was called in to destroy the grenade using a controlled explosion. It is believed the grenade, found in a field next to a busy road, was a relic from World War II. So, okay, I can understand how it probably ended up there during World War II before, things changed some 70 some odd years later. Now, if it wasn't a live grenade, like if it was like a dud, or if it wasn't active at the time, you guys could have probably not destroyed it and probably tried to defuse it safely, and you probably could have kept it in a museum, for historical value, which I thought would have been the better thing to do though. But since it was live, they did what they had to do first, because today's world, everything is safety first. And our next story is also out of England, where The Who, the band, The Who's famed manager Bill Bishley told the Sunday Times that he was recently approached by organizers of the 2012 London Olympics to see if drummer Keith Moon would be interested in reuniting with his legendary bandmates. Unfortunately, as most music fans know, Moon died of an accidental drug overdose in 1978. Quote, "I emailed them back saying Keith now resides in Golders Green Crematorium, having lived up to The Who's anthemic line, quote, 'I hope I die before I get old,'" said Bishley. Fellow original band member John Entwistle also passed away in 2002. It has speculated that the band's 2 remaining members, Pete Townshend and Roger Daltrey, might still perform. London's Daily Mail also reports that the Sex Pistols already rejected the invitation to be part of the Olympics' quote, "Symphony of Rock," celebrating the history of British music during the closing ceremonies on August 12th. How the hell did you not know that 2 of the original band members of The Who died? One in 1978 and one in 2002. But I guess they wanted them to, I don't know, because they were like one of the original bands that started up in the 60s, like the Beatles. But if I had to pick one that had all the members in it and they were from Britain, I would have picked the Rolling Stones. Even though not a lot of people are Rolling Stones fans and they could care less about them, I would have tried to make it more complete as possible. But that's all I gotta say. Now, our next 2 stories reside in the United States. This one in Connecticut, where police in Bridgeport say a kindergartner brought 50 packets of heroin to school for show and tell. The unnamed boy arrived at school on Monday, April 9th, with his stepfather's jacket. When it came time for show and tell, the 5-year-old pulled out the drugs, worth an estimated $500. According to the Connecticut Post, The teacher took the bags away from the boy, and the school's principal called police. Meanwhile, the boy's stepfather, 35-year-old Santos Ramon, arrived at the school looking for his missing jacket. He spotted the garment sitting in an empty classroom. He grabbed it and ran out of the school, but police had already seized the drugs. Santos was quickly arrested for risk of injury to a minor and drug possession. The Department of Child and Families has placed the boy in the custody of his grandmother. Wow. Great parenting, because you are an ding-dong. Okay? You're not the boy's real father, yet you were stupid enough to put 50 packets of heroin in your jacket, and he found them, took them to school for show and tell, and you got your ass arrested. How stupid could you be when you know that when there's a 5-year-old in the house? You should have known better, ding dong. And you were going to get caught anyway. God, people are stupid. And now this final story is out of Tennessee. It might have been an attempt at a very unusual Guinness World Record. A fugitive suspect, his bus layover in Nashville, committing an astounding 11 felonies in just 9 hours. William Todd, an alleged wanted man in Kentucky, arrived at the Greyhound station in Nashville at about 3 a.m. on the morning of April 9th. Minutes later, just a few blocks from the depot, Todd broke into a commercial haunted house which was closed for the season, stealing a taser, a revolver, and a shotgun. He shot up the business, stole a t-shirt, and set fire to the building. At 3:30 a.m., he held 4 people at gunpoint in a tavern, tased one, pistol-whipped another, and stole all their money. 10 minutes later, he carjacked a taxi cab and went to Walmart to do some shopping. Around 5 a.m., he broke into a law office and defecated on a desk. At 6 a.m., he hit the Hotel Indigo, where he impersonated a female housekeeper and stole $600 from a visiting Canadian couple. Reportedly, he was crying the entire time. Sometime after that, he shaved his head because by 9 a.m., he was bald and crashing his stolen taxi into a parking garage. At 11:30 a.m., he hailed a new cab, held the driver at knife point, drove to the Opry Mills shopping mall, and submerged himself in a water-cooling vat until cops found and arrested him. Quote, "He was just on a terror," said Sergeant Tony Blackburn to WSMV-TV. Quote, "I've never seen anything like this before." Cops charged Todd with crimes like burglary, aggravated assault, and fraud. His bond was set at $180,000. Okay, dude, why in the world would you, out of pure boredom, decide to go and commit 11 felonies in 9 hours? Okay, I don't even know if that even is a world record. And if Guinness World Records does have a record for that, then obviously there's going to be a lot more people committing crimes. Not that I'm pointing the finger at them saying you are to blame. I'm pointing at my finger at the dildo who decided to commit these crimes. Did he just decide there was nothing to do at 3 a.m. before whatever he had to do, and since nobody was out and about, he just oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this and do that and not give a shit and la la la. But then again, the world is full of crazy stupid people. That would be one of them. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Odds and Ends, and I hope you guys like listening to these stories as much as I like reading them to you. And we will see you guys next Thursday for another edition of Odds and Ends. So, see ya.